So I woke up in July at 5 a.m. I booked a flight for November 5th, returning on March, something or other. And yeah, my computer had shut down. It's like, okay, going to Oz. And then it was about a couple weeks, a month before, when my grandma told me that she missed me and that she wanted to see me before I left. So I went into the valley for 6 days and revisited my mother wound and my mother, my grandmother, and just had a quick glance at some of that. And then I came back to Victoria and I started to pack up my room. I had like a week to go, putting things in place, subletters, leases, this, that, the others, and got ready to head out. And it was about 2 days before I was leaving when I realized that November 5th was the day I was leaving, and it was the day that my wonderful friend had passed about 6 years prior. So I felt a little spun about that, packed up my house, and I headed out. So I came into Australia, into Melbourne, and I was picked up by my cousin Gab and her newborn baby girl, and so that was amazing. Really trippy, tiny, super cute baby, just like my cousin. Hadn't seen that cousin in like 8 years, and had a good visit with her, and headed into the Yachtways. And I went to my buddy's property in the forest, and this is gum trees, ants, lots of fucking ants, so many ants, and koalas, dry grass, wallabies, kookaburras, and 2 Mobius clouds in the sky that are 2 solar systems that can be seen from Earth. Land leeches, kangaroo roommates, and 18-month-old kidlets running around, and potent mama, and super healing crystal bowls and beautiful medicines and healing room that Sarah had established in the Yachtways, and lesbian landlords, of course, because of course where I feel the safest is coming to a homestead that is rented, technically is a couple of old lesbians' property. So that was incredible. That was super beautiful and super blessed. I was there for a couple of weeks, and Sarah would work during the days or was away. Oh no, wait, what happened? First I came into Melbourne, and I went with Gab, and then I came to Sarah's grandmother's house. That's what happened. So when I came into Oz, I came into Melbourne and met up with my cousin and her brand new newborn baby. And then I went to my good friend's grandmother's house, and she was in the middle of Lomi Lomi training. And she looked very small. She looked really, really small when I arrived, and it was a really interesting visual trip. And the process of her Lomi Lomi training was really surreal and visual and intensive, and yeah, so it was really interesting timing. So then I hung out with a woman who has now passed, Heather, bless her, movement with the bottle brush. And that was really lovely. Called me a nurse a few times. and I corrected her and let her know that I was a friend. And we sat, we talked, and I learned a lot about my friend's grandmother's side. And that was a really beautiful walk. I seen cockatoos for the first time, so that was amazing. I walked in the park and just began to proceed to orient myself. In the outways on the property, it was very much like Coston. It's like dirt roads. It'd be like going down Osprey Lane in Coston, at least when I was a kid. They're paved now. But yeah, it reminded me a lot of Coston. It was like 20 minutes walk or so to any kind of amenity, and even at that, it was like three shops. And so it really reminded me of being back home at my mom's property that I just visited. And it was really just beautiful and surreal. Set up a little artist residency, and the neighbors came, or the landladies came home one afternoon, did a bit of things. They had a beautiful labyrinth set up, and so they were checking on the plants and discussing what they had done with the property over the years and all the changes. And one of the land humans, gifted me a big amount of art supplies. So I proceeded to just turn it into a little artist residency. And one day I went for a walk in the bush, and I'll share that poem after. And I discovered that my northern hemisphere equilibrium doesn't work here, and like I literally was like walking circles on myself, and I found like a canal, and I found a bunch of cows, and a bridge that was made from like a fallen tree falling over a fence, and then we were able to get over this bridge area, and the dog went in the water, and I had to pull the dog out of the canal, and it was an intense afternoon. So when you cross the equator, your equilibrium gets all like bunked up, and so you literally like walk back on yourself and do circles. So that's a really interesting finding of being down south. It was really tricky. So the one day I got lost for 3 hours with the dog, found some bones, followed a lot of tracks, learned a lot about hilarious stop and go motions and side jumps, and yeah, just walked lots. And then I stayed in for a few days, and then I decided that I wasn't going to be defeated by any bush or walkways or whatnot, and I got lost for 2 hours. So I deemed that as a win, because it's at least an hour shorter finding my way back, and again just like looping and gifts and beautiful teachings. And yeah, that was the first 2 weeks in Australia. It was really chilly, quite chilly. I needed all my clothes pretty much. I was like in a hoodie, and I was in sweatpants, and I was just like totally bundled up. And Australia in that section is quite chilly, and they have the south wind that blows off of the Antarctic, so it has quite a crisp breeze to it. Yeah, snakes.